Hello friends. Today we're going to talk about exchanging foreign driver's licenses for local national licenses in Montenegro. By the way, you can do this without taking any exam. You just prepare a simple set of documents, submit them to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and in return you receive Montenegrin driver's licenses. It's actually quite easy to do and in general not expensive. And why is this necessary? I have outlined 3 prices for which this can be done. First of all, by law, you can only drive with a Russian license for 3 months. This is because Russia did not ratify the relevant European convention. That is, European states once presented a convention on mutual recognition of rights. Most countries signed and later ratified this convention. Russia signed it but did not ratify it. That's why you can only drive in Europe with our licenses for 3 months. In practice, I drove for more than 8 years. The police here currently don't pay attention to this, but no one knows what will happen tomorrow. Maybe someday they'll start monitoring this, although at the moment they are not monitoring it. Secondly, your Russian driver's license may expire. In this case, you have the option to either fly back home to renew it there or to exchange it in Montenegro. In my opinion, it's easier to exchange your license in Montenegro than to fly home just for that. And the third reason to exchange your license is for safety. If you are driving with a Russian license and, for example, you lose it, you have a problem, you'll need to fly back home to get a new license. If you are driving with a Montenegrin license and you lose it, you just go to the MAP at your place of residence here and they will issue you a new license. So basically, there are no problems at all. So what do you need to do to exchange your national license for a Montenegrin one? You need to undergo a medical examination. In Herceg Novi, the medical examination takes place on Wednesdays, starting at 8 in the morning. It costs 35 euros, and you see 4 doctors, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, an ophthalmologist, and a general practitioner. But in reality, the only one who actually checks anything is the ophthalmologist. The others just ask some general questions. Have you ever been ill? Have you had any abdominal surgeries? Things like that. Naturally, you should always say, I'm as healthy as an ox. I've never been sick. Everything's fine with me. There are no lines. In Herceg Novi, the medical examination takes about an hour. I went through it recently. So, moving on, get your driver's license translated. The cost depends on the court translator. It'll cost you about 15 euros. Make copies of your residence permit, your international passport, and your driver's license. Then you take all these documents and go to the MUP. Again, MUP is the Ministry of Internal Affairs. You pay a fee of 45 euros there and immediately submit all your documents. In Herceg Novi, this doesn't take much time. If you do it, for example, in Budva, it can take significantly longer. But in Herceg Novi, it's simple. So at the end of the process, that is, after you submit your documents and have your photo taken right there, they give you a confirmation stating when you can pick up your new driver's license. In my confirmation, it said 2 weeks, but sometimes they do it even faster. That's it. On the appointed day, which you can see in the confirmation, you go to the MUP and pick up your license. At the same time, of course, you hand over your Russian driver's license. In other words, the Montenegrin license is not given to you in addition, but as a replacement for your Russian one. This is what the Montenegrin driver's license looks like. I literally got my card today. Naturally, all the same categories you had before are included. They issue it for 10 years. So accordingly, my license is now valid until 2030. Well, that's basically it. The procedure is simple. The medical exam takes about an hour, and submitting your documents at the MUP, if there are no lines, takes 20 to 30 minutes at most. That's all from me, friends. Thank you all for your attention, and goodbye.